we are back. Thank you for joining us for another episode in the MK2 ST build. So I know it's been a couple of weeks, but it's been very busy for us. We've had a wedding and a honeymoon. Another one of the bikes has gone as well. So the 1991 CR250, that's now gone. So that just leaves us with the van and the ST. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting the front wings done on the ST because they're completely rotted out. Now that is quite a lot of work. We're going to do is make a little bit of a change and an alteration to where we do our filming. So have a look at this. So right now we have all this wasted space down the side and behind the house, which I'll show you down there, which means because of the amount of work that we're going to be doing on the car and the type of work we're going to be doing, it means that I might need to leave the front end off for a while, and I don't want to be moving it around with all the front end off. So if I put it behind here, I'm hoping I've got enough room to work on the car and keep it out of sight. So what we're going to do first, get rid of this shed, see if the car fits, and then if it does, spot on. Right guys, so we've cleared the shed out. We're going to start on the front wings. Obviously I've got both sides because they're both rotten at the bottom, don't really hold the end caps in very well. So here's my nice new front passenger side wing, and I've got the driver's side in there. So what have we got to do to put these on? Inner arch lining I've got to take out. I've got a feeling there's going to be a bolt hidden under the scuttle. Yeah, just there. And then looking at that one there, I've got a feeling there's a bolt in here as well. So I'll have to take that off and then go from there. So it's literally, well, it's 9:59. It's just about to probably switch over to 10. So I'm going to get the stopwatch going and we'll see how long this takes. Like I say, I've not done this bit before, not taking the front bumper off or anything, so we'll see how it's what it's like digging through, and try and give you guys an accurate time of how long it took without knowing what we're doing. So yeah, let's go. Try to get it so you guys can see it. So there we go, stopwatch is running. Let's see how long this takes. Now, first things first, if this was a how-to video, you should all just abuse me right now. I tried to cheat and, well, you'll find out. But anyway, I started off by taking the epoxy plastic screws from the slam panel and getting the front slam cover off. So in here for the front bumper, we've got one there, one tucked in there, but I can't really get the thing to go, and that should be it on this side, same on the other side. And there's a few more down here that we're going to need to get the arch lining out, but let's get cracking. So the arch lining is held in with some T30 Torx bolts. Now I started undoing those. You'll notice the front wheel is still on. Like I say, I tried to cheat, and when I tried to cheat, things didn't necessarily go for the best. So let's carry on for now anyway. So under here there was a rusty cruddy 10mm bolt that's ridiculously hard to get to with the arch lining in and the wheel on, but we gave it a go anyway. At this point I was starting to get fed up with life, so I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to try removing some of the other parts of the wing and we'll come back to it. So right here I'm taking out the little wing cover that sits under the slam panel. Again, that's just held on with some T225s on there, and then taking the bolt out under the scuttle panel. Now for the sound that nobody in the car would like to hear, the drop of a bolt. Well, somewhere I've dropped that bolt. I'm guessing we'll find it later. So we've got to get that one. I don't even know if you can see it. You see there, just behind where the door electrics come in. We've got to get that one. But the problem is, you can't have the door. Right, we need an adjustable swivel now. No, it's at a terrible angle behind the wing, so
So where did that drop?
At this point, I'm really starting to question my life decisions of going forward without taking the wheels off. So I've just looked at the new wing, and I've got a bolt somewhere in here, which means I've got to take the whole arch lining out. So because I can't get that to pop off. Take the sound deadening out. That's holding so much water. So now, there is the tent we got to get to. So you know I said I was regretting my life decisions. Well, at this point I decided to take the wheel off. So let's get going, get it jacked up and get the wheel cranked off. So with the wheel off, we can now get that arch lining out, and we can actually start doing things properly. Now I haven't got my axle stands, they're down in the garage, still down south, so I've just propped the wheel under the car, so worst case scenario, if it falls down, it falls onto the wheel. Now these bolts under here were really crusty, so I was struggling to get them out, so I took the front light out to see if I could get any better access. With that out, you can see there, these little plastic clips here that the bolts screw into, I could not get some of these bolts out for love nor money. So in the end, I ended up having to snap off the ones that I couldn't get out because the heads were just knackered. There you go, first wing's off over there. Not happy to say, I'm an hour and 54 minutes in. Some stock bolts really caused me a bother. So from the outside, this wing here doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit rusty, but when I flip it over, you can see that it's really started to go on the inside, and all the bottom's gone. Look, I could actually probably push through that. Oh, push through there. So yeah, I'm going to take the clips off this, get the first wing back on. I'm going to have to get some bolts because, like I say, I had some that were stuck, and these little plastic things here were a right pain in the arse, and I've snapped two of them. So I'm going to need to get some bolts to replace those. So yeah, let's get her back together, shall we? It's not perfect, but it will do for now because I need to get some of the genuine Ford bolts and nuts because I want to put it together properly. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to button it up for now, get those parts ordered, and then we'll carry on. Okay guys, so we are back, day two. What we're going to be doing today is finishing the wing in there, putting all the extra panels back on, but in here I have ordered some new plastic clips and bolts, the ones we had to snap off last time, just to replace those, and I've got enough to do the other wing as well. So I thought, well, I might as well do it while I'm taking the wing off. So I just need to pop this headlight out, and then I can get down to beneath the wing, unbolt one part of the bumper, take the front wheel off, put the new bumper bolts, the wing bolts for the bumper back in, and then get the arch line in and get this one all buttoned up. So yeah, we should be pretty quick on this side, then we'll flip to the other side, and then I've got a nice little goodie to show you which sits roughly around about here. So yeah, it'll be good. Let's get cracking. Alright guys, so we're now day three, third attempt. Everything that could go wrong has kept going wrong, so we're going to give something else a go. just showing you the air filter that we've got courtesy of Ramair. So the guys at Ramair have also given us a discount code, which I'll put below, so you can go and get yourself a discount if you want to get yourself a Ramair air filter kit. So what are we going to do? Well, I've looked at the instructions, the instructions, and it says I need to remove the radiator and everything. I want to try and get away without doing that. So I'm going to try and take the ECU clip off, the clips off the ECU, then remove the ECU, then get the box out, remove the cold air intake, and try and skip some steps. Then we've got the mass airflow sensor back here as well. So we're going to give it a go, see how we get on. What's the worst that can happen, eh? So first things first, I disconnected the battery just to be safe. Obviously I'm working down near the starter motor, I didn't want to short anything out, so got that one off. Then there's a little spring clip on the side of the ECU that lets this front cover come off here. Take that out. Now it said that there should be 4 T25 bolts holding my ECU on. There was only 3, so I've undone those 3 anyway, pulled the ECU forward, you can see there. Then I moved on to the mass airflow sensor Jubilee clips, so 2 7mm loosened. So anyway, now I've disconnected the mass airflow sensor, I'm taking that cold air scoop off. Again, these plastic clips are so annoying, so make sure you've got plenty of those when you're putting stuff back together, because you're going to break them. Then I had to get a little pick just to wedge behind to pop the mass airflow sensor off the turbo crossover pipe, because I couldn't get it off, there wasn't enough wiggle room. And now I start the dance of trying to get the airbox out. Now it is possible, just lots of backwards and forwards, and it does come out eventually. I started fitting the new Ramair ECU holder, but I came across a problem. Okay, so I've had to nip and get some longer bolts for the ECU holder, which is fine. Now I've got some longer bolts, so let's get the ECU bolted in. Then we can get the cone filter assembly put on there, and she's done. So this is me just fitting the case to the cover of the ECU holder once I'd bolted up the ECU to the brackets, and get it in position. So I had to take a clip off the harness, which left this part of the harness exposed, so I've just wrapped it with some electrical tape for now. I will get some proper harness tape and wrap it all back up properly later on. So now we're on to the cone filter assembly. So got the elbow here that sits onto the cone filter, attached with a Jubilee clip. I'm not doing any of these up tight, I'm just sitting them there just so I can be happy that everything fits together. I won't be able to put it all in one piece, so it's going to have to come back apart anyway. Then the MAF sensor fits into the end of that elbow, obviously making sure it's going in the right direction. Now the biggest benefit of these aftermarket induction kits is the increased airflow. You can see here this is the original crossover pipe to MAF sensor and it's ribbed. Now this lets it flex when the engine moves. Now if I show you the aftermarket one here, you can see it's nice and smooth. Now the benefit of it being smooth is it means the air, when it's pulling through, does not get caught up in the ribs. When it gets caught up in the ribs on this, it causes vortices, which makes the airflow slower and hotter. And then lastly, we've got the silicone hose onto the back end of the MAF sensor. So that's it, that's how it's all going to go together. Let's get it on the car. So we start by hooking up the new silicone hose to the turbo crossover pipe. That's obviously already got the MAF sensor attached. After we got that one lined up nicely so that we make sure the plug matches where it needs to be, we can move on to the elbow. So we now bring the elbow and the cone filter in. Again, this is all loose so that we can move it around nicely, but we just get it lined up roughly where we want it. Once we're happy with where it is, we'll tighten it all up. Again, it's just 7mm, or in this case I use a posi drive screwdriver. And don't forget to plug your MAF sensor back in, because that would not be good. Right, so there we go. Ramair ECU down there, holder, with the crossover pipe there. And then into the silicone hose, through into the MAF sensor, silicone hose into the Ramair induction kit. So, well, yeah, Ramair air filter. So all that's left to do now is reconnect the batteries, give her a start, make sure she runs all right, and then that'll be it for this video. But yeah, let's see if we can hear any induction noises, even on tick over. Well guys, that's it for this week. Thank you very much for joining us again. Please, please, please give us some ideas of the next things you would like to see done. And don't forget, follow on our Instagram, The Real Silverback. You can see all updates on there, and they come a lot more frequently than the videos. So yeah, see you next time.